It's interlude time, revelation. Leaving the Elven Kingdom with its new queen at his side as a new ally, King Gardon arrives in his capital of the combined kingdoms of Torren and Pyru, adding the troops recruited in his absence to his army. To fill the ranks of fallen nobles and officers, Gardon elevates several of his most skilled soldiers into nobility, among them being Claire Greendale. Finally! The recognition she deserves. The lieutenant who was in charge of the forces that saved Gardon while he was taken prisoner. Shortly after his arrival, he received a message from King Dorton to meet in the capital of Carol in order to discuss a possible alliance. King Gardon postponed his attack on Vandurs and traveled onwards to Carol with loyal forces and elven allies. Ah, King Gardon. I'm glad that you decided to accept my invitation. I'm also glad that I wasn't wrong about you. You turned out to be the competent leader the other Imperials failed to be. Skip the pleasantries, Dorton. Your messenger told me you wanted to discuss an alliance. I noticed there are no Golden Guard left in the city. Have they left, or have you killed them? Most of them have left. The rest have been slaughtered by my soldiers. Vandurs and his Golden Guard have done nothing but cause harm to the kingdoms. I've led the kingdoms into open revolt against Vandurs. The royal families of Rengar and Salria stand by my side. What about you, Gardon? I know that you want to crush Vandurs for betraying you. You've seen past his lies. We know what he did. Will Torren and Pyru follow? I will fight Vandurs and push his armies off this continent, but make no mistake, Dorton. We can be allies, yet I won't be your servant. You have not changed one bit, I see. Ah, Harmos, it is good to see that the Golden Guard couldn't keep you imprisoned. I didn't intend to have you serve me in the first place. Regardless, your forces combined with the Royal Army and the Elves may be powerful, but not enough to turn the tide of the war. Vandurs is currently our main problem and will be surrounded by enemies. The demons, on the other hand. What about your order, Harmos? I hear that you are its Grand Master now. Can you supply us with additional forces? The order is... it is complicated. Let's just say that there are troops to join us. Just like you, I want to see Vandurs pay for what he has done. Glenn was a good man. I will avenge his death by torture. Not to mention all the other crimes committed by that golden bastard. You and Glenn fought by my side in lore. I've not forgotten that. He could have been a great ally in this conflict. Vandurs will suffer for this cowardly betrayal. However, defeating him isn't enough, as you already said, Dorton. The demons are too powerful to be defeated by our current forces. I assume you have a plan? Indeed. I have a plan not only to fight Vandurs on our own terms, but to also defeat the demons. The Golden Guard has set up a powerful cannon on a fortified position at the front line. They intend to use it to cover their retreat, and probably to destroy us at the same time. It'll be operable soon. We will attack their defenses. Vandurs will no doubt be there as soon as he hears of us marching towards his cannon. We will destroy him and his armies once and for all, and then take the cannon for ourselves. I see. You intend to use the cannon to stop the demonic invasion. According to Vandurs' master engineer Lord Marin, it should be able to shoot all the way to the void. The borders of the demonic realm. Indeed, the cannon alone will not be enough to stop the demons for long, but if it is used to destroy the demonic invasion force, you may lead your armies and bring the fight to the demons. You can reconquer the Kingdom of Lore, and maybe even the Kingdom of Isilmore, lost so long ago. An ambitious plan, but not without risks. However, the gain should be worth it. The Kingdom of Isilmore could be the first line of defense again, just like it used to be long ago. I accept your plan. My son Tori shall lead the royal army to fight by your side, King Gardon. Very good. Gather all of your forces, Prince. We shall start our march to the cannon tomorrow morning. When Prince Torius told me that King Gardon had asked for a meeting, I didn't expect it to be true. At the same time, however, I didn't expect to meet his right hand here. Why have you and your king asked for me? The king will be joining us shortly. Before you meet him, however, I had to make sure you would come. Yes, I can feel it. The blood of the Kalier and Kalia runs in your veins. You speak Zuace, the language of Zuinor? I thought I was the only one who still remembers it. It was never forgotten by some. What's going on here, henchman? Perhaps it would be best if I explained. Thanak, do you have the proof you needed? Yes, King Gardon, I will proceed as planned. First, I will have to report of Greymort's death. She will be pleased to hear that the murderer of her mate has been slain. King Gardon, we finally meet. Maybe it's time you told me why you asked me to come here. I apologize for the confusion, Lady Vale, but... I am no lady, just Vale. Are you sure about that? Your heritage is that of nobles. Your ancestors were defenders of mankind. And what has that brought us? Zuenor no longer exists. The kingdoms despise my family. The people would love to see me dead only for the blood I bear. The only reason I'm here now is that I happened to save the life of Prince Torres, and he made me one of his guards in return. Indeed, Zuenor is no more, but its legends have not been forgotten. I have an offer for you. I know that you dislike your service to Prince Torres and King Dorton. You consider them weak. You think you could do better than them in fighting the enemies of humanity. I can give you what you desire. You're saying this as if you know me, yet we have never met before. Have your spies been watching me? We're two of a kind, Vale. We both want to defeat our enemies no matter the cost. We both know the sacrifices will have to be made to save our race, and we both don't care what people think about us or our methods. Are you trying to tempt me into betraying the very people you just allied with, King Gardon? I expected more of the man who claims to sacrifice everything for victory against the demons. Don't be ridiculous. I am no fool. We are already fighting each other more than we should. I have no intention to make that even worse. No, I offer you a chance to escape your life of contempt and isolation. I intend to bring the nation of Zuenor back into existence. The kingdoms of Pyru and Torin already belong to me. The kingdoms of Lore and Isomar shall soon follow. You may be a great general and leader, but your power must have driven you mad if you intend to revive a hated nation like that. You want to lead the humans against the demons, yet you wish to use a hated name that will divide humanity when it needs unity the most. Such a thing would lead to humanity's defeat. No, not defeat, victory! I've made a pact with the beings who are allied with the Zia's people. I met with them mere days before the attack on the Darren outpost in Lore. By bringing back the ancient nation, we will gain them as allies against the demons. What are you talking about? I will show you. Follow me. So, you've told me the truth. How delightful. This is unexpected. Oh! Great Mother Khosros, this is Vale, the descendant of the Zues rulers. Vale, this is Great Mother Khosros, mother and queen of all black dragons. Long have we waited to meet one of your blood again, Vale. Black dragons? Does this mean that the legends are true? Yes, the people of Zuenor used to worship the black dragons like gods, and in exchange, the black dragons aided in the nation's wars until its downfall. I was there when it happened. A son of the Kaliya and Kalaer had killed one of my kind, and his family denied us the right to punish him for it. In our short-sighted arrogance, we left them as punishment, ignorant of what would cause. This allowed those who were feeling oppressed to rebel against their unpopular leaders. Without our support and with most of its nobles rebelling, the nation fell. My kind was hunted and forced to choose between destroying your race or going into hiding. We chose the latter, for it was our own arrogance that had caused this. For centuries we were waiting for the right person to bring us back. Before I had set sail to the kingdoms, I read a book about the Black Dragons. It was one of my advisors, Biram, who suggested reaching out to find them without telling the Emperor. We had intended to use their powers against the demons. When he approached us the first time, I could feel that Gardon was the one to bring back Zuenor back. We made a pact. We created armor for him, an armor designed after the ones worn by the Karak, and had one of us join him on his missions. Both were signs of goodwill. In addition, if he were to bring the realm of Zuinor back to life, we would join him in his war, like we had joined the Zuace of old. I see where this is heading. You need me, the heir of the hated nation, to properly bring it back into existence. Exactly. I shall be the Kalair of Zuinor, and you the Kalia. We will rule the nation together. Is that your way of proposing to me? A political marriage between the two of you will seal a pact between black dragons and humans. You will not only reign over the reborn nation, you will also gain the support of the black dragons. I offer you a chance to save humanity and rule with me, as my equal. What do you say, Vale? So, we brought you back to this place, as your damn spell forced us to, but no further. We're sick of being surrounded by you and your demon magic. If only Blen were still alive. I would rather talk with him than you. Your services are no longer required, so you may go wherever you want. You have served me well. If I were you, however, I would not follow me. The spell I put on you is going to prevent you from doing so for the next few days. I would strike you down if I could, traitor. You would try, I know. Now, be gone. Run off into hiding. Here we are, my dear, just as I promised. Are you ready? Yes, my father will finally die for what he did. I accept, Gardon. Alright, a lot of exposition there. I suppose that's kind of what the interludes are for. I consulted with Shardundred about how to properly pronounce Zuinor, and I still don't think I'm getting it quite right, but the Y is essentially a U with an umlaut, which is like an oo kind of sound. Anyway, so we now understand why Gardon did not want to marry the Queen of Elves. He didn't want to marry Solana to solidify that alliance more. Number one, because Solana was already heavily under our influence, and also because he was waiting to marry Vale, whom they had been watching to recreate Zuinor in order to have the allegiance of the Black Dragons. So his plan is, I guess, if he's allied with Carol, he doesn't plan on betraying Carol, but if he thinks he can have 4 of the 7 kingdoms, and then eventually Carol will probably concede in some fashion and say, all right, let's remake this old empire, this old continental empire, then that'll be the real power that we need. So that's our long-term goals, that what we've learned about that. We now have Harmos following us around and the fire spirits. I guess, for, what was it, Grennan? He sided with Grennan, so now we've got Harmos, Order of the Flame, Fire Spirits, added to our army of soon-to-be Black Dragons, along with a reunified Elven Empire, Renegade Golden Guard, Royal Army, now pretty much all of the Royal Army, as far as I can tell, led by Torres, who's following us, and then, obviously, the Iron Fist. So an interesting composition of folks following us around. Also the Undead, who I don't trust, but they've helped us a couple times. We did destroy the Dark Elves, who I think are the Undead's allies, so we'll see what implications there are there. Interesting interlude there. Again, a lot of exposition, getting a major Song of Ice and Fire / Game of Thrones vibe with the whole ancient empire that had dragons. The dragons left, empire falls, now empire heirs in exile sort of thing. Alrighty, well, thanks everyone for watching. When we come back, we'll play Chapter 9. Bye now.